So hi everybody, you are very welcome. My name is Lyn and I'm going to introduce you to a new game that we developed for the Apple Festival, and it's called Biodiversity Scoring Game, and we hope that you will have fun encountering and playing it. It's called My Biodiversity Score Game. So it's a fun way to measure your own personal degree of interaction and awareness of the biodiversity and nature that surrounds you. So first of all, we have to ask, what is biodiversity? So it's divided into bio and diversity. So bio refers to all of the things that are alive and living that we can find around us. And then diversity is, if we count all of the species together, the insects and the animals and the plants, the algae, the fungi, and bacteria as well. So all of those different things that are together that form the web of life. So this game is also about increasing your biodiversity and becoming a citizen scientist. And this is the National Biodiversity Data Center webpage that you can go to, and you can see there are maps and records of all of the animals and plants in Ireland, and you can view all of these records to see where they are and submit your own sightings. So do go visit the National Biodiversity Data Center and find out more about biodiversity. There's a lot of resources on that site. So here we have our scoring sheet, and you will see that we have these symbols at the top, and they are for seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, and tasting. So we've used these symbols as they represent the 5 senses, and this is because we experience our connection to nature and our biodiversity index through our senses. The senses together informs us of our personal experience. So we have to go outside for this. You know, you cannot sit in front of the screen all day to experience biodiversity. So with our scoring sheet here, you can see we have 3 sets. The one is for animals, the one is for plants, and the one is for edibles, or things that we eat. And for each set, you will see that there are 6 different categories, if you go around them, of the types of animals, for instance, like mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, insects, all the way around. And for plants, the same, different types of plants. These are divided into native plants and non-native plants. So you might have to know your plants quite well and to figure out and find out from somebody or look it up what is a native tree or a native bush or a native flower, as opposed to the non-native tree, bushes, or flowers that you might find in a garden. So again, the edibles we have divided in between mammals, the animal side, birds, fowl that you eat, and the fish, and the other side we have the plants that are the roots and tubers, all of the plants that we eat, fruits and grains and nuts, etc. So how do you score? You score 1 point for every section of these 3 sets. So you make a tick to answer for every category, whether you saw it, whether you heard it, or whether you touched it. In the plant section, it's whether you saw it, whether you touched it, or whether you smelled it. Because if you come in closer to something, then you're more in touch with it. Sometimes you have to come really close to touch and smell a flower. And then in the edibles is if you have tasted it, smelled it, and did you see what you ate? But there the question is, crucially, did you see the whole animal or the whole plant that you ate? So you have to figure out and ask yourself whether you really did see the whole animal that somebody might have prepared for you. For instance, it's not like just chicken nuggets. You would have to see the whole chicken. That's a whole food. And the whole potato, not just chips or mash that you might get in a shop or buy as a product that's processed. So that's the 3 sections that you will have to go through. So here we have somebody that's done an example already, and they've made some ticks here. For instance, if you think of one example of a mammal, so I might think of a rabbit that I saw, and yes, so I make a tick in this box that says, yes, I saw a mammal. And did I hear the rabbit? I think I heard it hopping through the bushes. So I make a tick there as well. And then, did I touch the rabbit? No, I didn't touch the rabbit. It was a wild animal and it was too far. So sometimes you don't want to touch the animals because they might be poisonous or dangerous or something like that. So if you are an arm's length away, you can maybe tick that you were able to touch it. You were able to touch it. So each of these sets will give you a score of 18 and 18 and 18 out of 18. So you have to be quite truthful to just put in the boxes that you actually saw or touched or heard according to the symbols. And then at the end of the game, you'll find a total score out of 54. And we're not going to tell you if the score is good or bad. You might decide that for yourself. You might do the scoring over the next month or next spring to see if you might have improved your score. And this is just so you can ask yourself questions about your biodiversity and nature connection, and what improves it, what might improve it. So there are many ways that you can improve your biodiversity, like visiting places of nature, like forests and the seaside or wild areas. That will certainly improve your biodiversity because you'll see more animals in those places. You can also improve your biodiversity by creating places for wild animals to live or for plants to grow. So there are ways that you can improve your score. So, okay, that gives us the introduction to our biodiversity game. So I hope that you all go out and try it out. And you can let us know at Clonmel Apple Festival on email or our website or all our Twitter or Facebook sites. How do you get on with the game? So we'd love to know how you get on. So thank you very much, and the force of nature be with you.